Hello everyone, it's Raza Van Werder, aka Kelly Everts, the lady who strips for God and dances to save men's souls. I am talking about success. And I'm talking about the beginning, the very, very, very vestigial beginning of any kind of success I had when I ran away from home and went to Hollywood, etc., etc. So now, as a proof of my success, partial proof, I mean, there's 100 ways, 1,000 ways I could prove my success, but just a little bit of it. 2 books came out. This is the first one, Glamour Girls of the Century, the 1,000, they call it, greatest beauties and bombshells of the ages. And they picked the 1,000 most, it was voted, there were 30,000 guys voting, or people, I guess they were mostly guys. And then this is the second edition. It came out in 1998, 1999. This is called Glamour Girls, the Illustrated Encyclopedia by St. Martin's Press. And these are the 1,000 most glamorous, beautiful women of the last century. And I scored 278. Can you believe? I didn't even know about this. It was told to me by a friend of mine. A friend of mine, George in on the West Coast. He lives in Oregon. One day, we used to talk for years. And one day he tells me, yeah, I'm in this, looking at this book. Yeah, you're in it. Well, what book? What are you talking about? What book? The women, the top 1,000 women of the last 100 years. And you're number 278. What? Me? Are you kidding me? He said, yeah. So, anyway, I'm 278. Who's the top women? Of course. The top women, of course, are Marilyn Monroe. All the movie stars. All the great movie stars are the tops. The most famous ones. The more famous they were... Wait, let me tell you who the top ones are. Wait, hold on. 1, Marilyn Monroe, like I said, of course, naturally, she's the most famous. 2, Raquel Welch, yeah, of course, she's a famous movie star. 3, Brigitte Bardot, yeah, of course. Betty Page, who's a model. 7, Sophia Loren, yes, of course. Jean Harlow, yes. June Wilkinson, famous big busty model. Cindy Crawford, Anne Margaret, Elizabeth Taylor, Anita Ekberg, Mamie Van Doren, Pamela Anderson Lee. These are famous. Cynthia Myers, Samantha Fox, Claudia Schiffer, Ursula Andress, Kim Novak, Gina Lollobrigida, Candy Barr, Catherine Deneuve, Julie Newmar, Kim Basinger, Farrah Fawcett, Stella Stevens, Sharon Stone, Bo Derek, Grace Kelly, Ava Gardner. I think some of this is screwed up. Lana Turner, Hedy Lamarr, Betty Grable, Madonna, Michelle Pfeiffer, Barbara Eden, Linda Carter, Diane Weber, Betty Brosmer, Irish McCullough, blah, blah. Some of these aren't even famous. Ellie McPherson, Lily St. Cyr, Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, that makes sense. Anna Nicole Smith is number 45. Vanessa Williams, Marlena Dietrich, Tempest Storm. All right, Tina Louise, Natalie Wood, Claudia Cardinal. Of course, those are the most famous women. I'm not as famous as them, as far as movies and things, you know. I'm famous in other arenas, like, you know, activism, female empowerment, women's, okay, this is the women I beat. Nevertheless, these are the women I beat. I've been going through the list, and I think the last one I went to was Edie Chacon. All Spanish people from 30 years ago will know Edie Chacon. She was the most famous star in New York City with the Latins. Used to see her on Latin just see her. I mean, she was famous. She was famous. I beat her. She was 6'76", and I'm 278. I can't believe I beat her. She was very sexy, very beautiful. I beat Candice Bergen. She's number 683. Wow. I beat Carrie Fisher. She's 686. I beat Liz Renee. She was famous. Wow. I beat Jean Moreau. Olivia Newton-John. I beat her. She was good looking. I beat Ida Lupino. She's a famous movie star. Janet Pilgrim. She was a famous Playboy model. I can't get over all this. I just can't get over. I beat Diana Ross. That's funny. Oh. Talking about just a little girl ran away from home. 16-year-old little girl ran away from home, went to Hollywood, and I beat all these stars, beautiful stars. I was voted higher than them. Consider, if you look at the big picture, the context, a little girl who ran away with Andre Didianis, went to California. He kept criticizing me. You're too skinny. Your breasts aren't big enough. You're too skinny, skinny, skinny. He kept hounding me how skinny I was. He kept degrading me because I wouldn't fuck him. If I would have fucked him, he would have said, oh, your tits are nice and big. He kept degrading me. Who else did I beat? Carol Doda. Remember her from San Francisco? She was the first one that got implants. Like she went from B to double D. And all of a sudden she made her club famous on the club where she worked. Vicky LaMotta. I beat her. She's 727. Who else? Who else did I beat? They're getting less famous now as we go down to the bottoms. Michelle Phillips, she's well known. Maureen O'Sullivan is well known. I beat her. Boy, you got these women now. They got the implants. You think, if you think mine are big, these women, they started to get implants that were double my size. I don't know how they lived. I don't know how they lived. I don't think they did. I think most of them died. I'm talking. I'm double D. They were D. I'm looking at the pictures of them. Oh, okay. Here's one picture. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. If these pictures were big, I would show you. But they're small. I don't think you can see them. See? I don't think you can see them. They got boobs the size of basketballs. A lot of them became famous for their boobs. Busty Dusty. But I beat them. Courtney Love. Betty Davis is number 759. I beat Betty Davis. Well, when she was young, she was gorgeous. And this goes by when you were young, not when you're old. You know, when you're between 20, whenever you started, between 20 to, 40 at the most. Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker. Okay. Isn't Sarah Jessica Parker in Sex and the City? I don't know. Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar. Okay, Deborah Winger. I beat her. She's famous. Heidi Becker. She's well known. Sally Kirkland, she's well known. Sally Kirkland, 5'10" blonde, made nude appearances in off-Broadway plays in the 60s. I don't know. Rosanna Podesta. I'm tempted to read some of this stuff, but that's not going to do you any good unless I read it to you. Lillian Russell. Lillian Russell was a great star. She was born in December 4, 1860. The woman who represented the epitome of American beauty at the turn of the 20th century also has a place in history as the first great star of the modern American musical stage. A voluptuous, blue-eyed blonde with reported measurements at her peak 40, 25, 38. She made her New York stage debut in 1879. Wow, I beat her. $7.99. Lillian Russell. Catherine Bach, she's well known. Okay, let's see who else is well known. Who else is well known? Lola Falana is well known. Yes, she was black. She is, I should say, black. Dagmar was well known on TV. Olivia De Havilland is only 823. She's beautiful. Wow, are you kidding? Gracious actress who was Errol Flynn's leading lady in both Captain Blood and The Adventures of Robin Hood. Olivia De Havilland. She was incredible. All right, to be continued. Oh boy. Oh boy.